Good morning, pretty cutie with that booty. What's up? My name is Jeanette, also known as Ms.FitVegan. Today we're going to get into bananas and also a little bit of hopefully inspiration when it comes to eating raw. So first of all, never store your bananas like this. Never. Always store your bananas like this. Because if you store your bananas like this, look what's going to happen. The bottom's going to get fucked up. You don't want that, okay? Don't store your bananas like this. Look what's going to happen. It's going to get brown. You're going to fuck them up when they ripen. Always store your bananas face down, okay? Yes, good tip from a fruity cutie. That put me on. Okay, let's talk about the different types of bananas. There's over 200 types of bananas, so we obviously not going to get to them all, but this brand I really love. Okay, this is that's not a good label. Hold on, let me find a better label. As you guys know, this is my favorite brand of bananas. If you can find them, Manzano, they're really good. They're ripe when they peel silently. Look, they just fall off. They just fall off. Love it. Okay, let's move these to the side because we have to freeze all these bananas. You can never buy too many bananas. In fact, you should always buy too many bananas because then you can freeze them. Okay, this is not ripe yet. You see, it's not ready yet. It's not coming off easily. Okay, very, very important. Okay, here we go. So we're going to get into these bananas. These are Cavendish, and these are actually my favorite bananas to make nice cream with. It's just the nice cream that comes from these bananas is second to none. The consistency. All right, so what we're going to do is, there's two options to freezing your bananas, and this is how you make perfect nice cream, okay? You make sure the bananas are ripe. Look at this. This is how you know they're ripe. First of all, spotty, of course. When the spots form, that's how you know the starch has converted to sugar. And then more importantly is the peeling process. If it peels silently and very, very easily, that's how you know they are ripe. So I like to put my frozen bananas in a bag, a Ziploc bag, but you can also put them in a Tupperware. Okay, so we might need to use both unless, oh yeah, I'm out of Ziploc bags. So we shall see. To make this easy, the easiest way possible, okay, now let me grab my garbage, official Eat Fruit Be Cute garbage, and, oh well, we gotta put the garbage bag in. Fun fact, I'm obsessed with taking out the garbage, so I can't go to sleep if there's even a little bit of garbage in the garbage bag. That is a fun fact that you might not have known. Okay, here we go. So we're going to peel our bananas, and what I personally like to do is, some people cut them in some people slice them in little slices. I just personally like to get them in threes and then put them in the bag. Okay, so I just go like that, put them in the Ziploc bag. You always want to make it as easy as possible to do what you're doing. So you bring the garbage over to you, and as you go, you throw out the peels into the garbage. Now, did you know some people say, hold on, some people say that rubbing banana peel on a mosquito bite will help it to stop itching immediately. Some people also say that banana peels are good for whitening your teeth. I tried that, it didn't work. But some people say that. Some people also say that rubbing banana skin, the peel, the inside, on your face is really good for acne scars. Personally, that didn't work for me either, but I'm all for rubbing fruit on your face. You know, why not? The only thing that worked for my acne scars was a raw food diet and time, and colonics. But, you know, it took time. It took time. I had severe cystic acne from the age of 13 to 26. And personally, the raw food diet is the only thing that helped to clear that up. It did take about 6 months. And then I had a lot of acne scars. So colonics helped to get rid of the scars, but those took about 2 to 3 years to go away. Of course, you have to stay on the raw food diet to continue to get the results that you're getting from the raw food diet. And listen, this is your opportunity to work with me if you are a woman looking to lose 20 pounds or more, and especially if you have skin issues. I can absolutely help you to clear those up. We start on May 1st, so if you're interested in working with me, check out the information below. I'll send you everything, and I'll send you a special discounted link if you email me the words YouTube. Now, if there's a little brown spot because you fucking stored the bananas the wrong way, throw that away, toss that. It's just going to mess up your nice cream, all right? These bananas, they're from Whole Foods. They're not like the best quality. So whenever you have something like this, you just toss it, okay? Put the rest in the bag. All right. Now this is going to be good for... Ooh, did you guys hear that lightning? It's a really bad thunderstorm right now. These are going to be great for nice cream, which is something I cannot live without. Sometimes if there's a little, I'll put it in there. It doesn't matter. I can't live without nice cream. My absolute favorite nice cream is mint chip nice cream. Okay? And that is bananas, vanilla bean, hemp seeds or cashews, some peppermint, little peppermint spirits or peppermint oil, but a very, very little, tiny bit, and then cacao nibs. This is one of my favorites. Currently, I do a lot of just vanilla ice cream. I think it tastes really good. And I also like to do caramel ice cream. So you have to make the caramel first. You put dates, vanilla bean, Himalayan pink salt, and a little water in the blender. You blend it up. I've done this many times on YouTube. Then you make the ice cream. And that's just bananas and vanilla bean and some hemp seeds if you'd like it a little creamier. And it is just, and then you swirl the caramel in. I would make it now, but I don't have dates in my house. All right, so that's that. And then we're going to continue the process with the Tupperware because I'm out of Ziploc bags. By the way, I wanted to show you, well, my hands are kind of dirty, so I can't show you. I'll show you right after. So I prefer the Ziploc bags though, because you can like break up the bananas easier. But this works fine. Okay, so let's get into some details on how to maintain a raw food diet. Well, it's all mental, and so what I want to remind you is that eating raw is not hard. You know what's hard? Being fucking homeless. That's hard. You know what's hard? Going through radiation and chemotherapy. You know what's hard? Losing your legs in a car accident. There are about, and this is something you should do. I highly recommend you do this. I want you to write down 100 things that are harder than eating raw if you are struggling with eating a raw food diet. And then, of course, there's tips and tricks. I mean, we talked about this last night on my private community. So if you're serious about going raw, check out my private community or check out my course starting May 1st, the Food Addiction Freedom course. It's for women only though. So listen, last night we had a fruity cutie ask, how can I stay raw for dinner? Because I can easily stay raw for breakfast and lunch, but I can't seem to stay raw for dinner. How can I stay raw for dinner, Jeanette? And you know what? The truth is that it's a calorie game. It's a calorie game. If you're not getting enough calories from fruit and vegetables, nuts and seeds, mostly fruit, you will crave and you will give in to cooked food. You will give in to processed foods. You will give in to food that you don't want to eat if you're not eating enough fruit. That's why you want to have at least 40 bananas in your freezer at all times, because you need to have backup, because not every day will you have the ripe mangoes and the ripe papayas and you might not have a good watermelon. You might buy a bunch of watermelons and they're not good. Okay, so what are you going to do? That day you're not going to get enough fruit. Okay, well then that night you're going to crave unhealthy food. That's how the body works. The body needs calories. So you're either going to get it from fruit or you're going to get it from processed foods. I don't recommend you get your calories from nuts and seeds. They're just too heavy for the body. Of course, eat as many nuts and seeds as you want, but you'll see you're going to get it's going to feel heavy in your stomach. So I only have nuts or seeds in nice cream or in dressings personally. I don't really eat nuts. I used to, but they're a little heavy for me as I've been raw for 15 years. You see, you'll eat differently the longer you're raw. Okay. In the beginning, I needed to eat a lot of nuts and dates and cashew butter and chocolate, raw vegan chocolate, and a lot of the raw vegan bars. There's this company called Life Force. I think that's what they're called. Life Energy Force or Life Force, they have a lot of bars. I used to buy a lot of wraps, okay, and I was always eating this like heavy dry food, a lot of cinnamon rolls. They used to sell a lot of stuff in New York, and now I don't want any of that stuff. Mostly I don't want it because I don't eat it. Whatever's in your bloodstream is what you're going to crave. So if you're trying to get off coffee, you got to get off the coffee. I don't recommend half and half personally, half decaf, half coffee. What I recommend is get it out of your life. Get it out of your bloodstream. Drink as much water as possible, have as much fruit as possible, make a green smoothie every single day with maca and spirulina and a lot of bananas and a lot of mangoes, frozen mangoes, and just get in, you can make Dehydrator, get in the calories, get in lots of water, and flush that drug out of your system because caffeine is a drug. And it is ruining you, and it's making you more and more and more tired every single day that you consume it. Okay, so I think we're done for now because these are ripe-ish, but I like them a little riper. So yeah, the rest of the bananas, I am going to let them ripen up a little bit more. The riper the banana, the sweeter it will be. Okay, what's going on here? I got to try it. Sometimes you got to try them to see. Try them before you freeze them. Wow. Yeah, these are good. These are the Namwa. And yeah, you don't want to freeze bananas that are starchy. That's the secret to the good nice cream. When I worked in New York at the smoothie places, Organic Avenue, I would only make smoothies with fruit that looked ripe. So you never put in like white pineapples or white mangoes. You always look for the darkest mangoes, the darkest frozen pineapple. And sometimes, the smoothie still wouldn't be good because the bananas weren't ripe. That's why I like to make everything myself. That's why I want to have my own restaurant, because nobody knows what the fuck they're doing. And it's like, of course the smoothie's not going to taste good. The bananas were unripe when you fucking froze them. So anyway, the smoothie or the nice cream or the smoothie bowl will only be as good as the ingredients. And your life will only be as good as your mindset, the ingredients in your mindset. So get your mind right. Write that list that I recommend of all the things that are really hard, much harder than going raw. Because the truth is that you've been through some really hard shit in your life. And eating raw is a blessing, not a burden. Eating raw is one of the best things you'll ever do in your life and one of the easiest things you'll do. Seriously. I know it feels hard because change is hard and everything's hard before you know how to do it, but the truth is that you've been through some crazy shit. If I really talk about all the shit that I've been through, then you'll be like, yeah, eating raw is easy. If you share with me all the shit you've been through, then I'll be like, yeah, you can eat raw. You went through that? I just came back from a hypnosis session. That was really hard. It's really hard to do hypnosis because you're awake. You're conscious, but it's really painful stuff that you're going back to and, changing the outcome and clearing out. It's like cleaning out a closet of things that are running your subconscious and you don't even know it. You don't even know what's in charge. The events that are in charge, the trauma. Because trauma is just an event that changed the way you see the world. And, we have all these things that have happened to us that make us feel like we're bad, we're stupid, we'll always be fat, we'll never be good enough. All these things. And it's a lie. And then we go back when we do hypnosis, which I'll be doing. If you'd like, I'll do hypnosis on you in a few months. I'm getting my certification now, okay? And we go back and we realize it wasn't our fault. It wasn't fair. We deserve an apology. We never deserved to experience that. We were just children. And then we can finally release that false belief of it's my fault or I'm not good enough. And yeah, it's really powerful. So I'm excited to do that for everyone that wants me to do that. Okay, love you guys so much. Gonna put these in the freezer. And then I am going to get on Zoom. So I have a session with a fruity cutie in about 3 minutes. Love you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye, boo. Write that list, motherfucker.